Wicked's prequel changes Elphaba's magic powers because of the movie and musical. Warning: spoilers ahead for Elphie, A Wicked Childhood by Gregory Maguire. Gregory Maguire's new Wicked prequel novel, Elphie, A Wicked Childhood, sheds further light on Elphaba's upbringing 30 years after the original book, but it also changes how her magic works. Although Maguire's 1995 novel gave life to this nuanced version of The Wizard of Oz's Wicked Witch, many know her from the musical and movie adaptations of his work, and the musical and movie make changes to Maguire's Wicked book, especially when it comes to Elphaba's powers and her acceptance into Shiz University. The new Wicked prequel book attempts to bridge the gap between the source material and its adaptations, which ultimately leads to it contradicting both. When it comes to Elphaba's abilities, the 2025 story aligns her childhood experiences with the way her magic is portrayed in the musical and movie. It isn't necessarily inconsistent with the rest of Maguire's series, but it does suggest her powers are more innate than the other books let on. In Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, Maguire doesn't depict Elphaba as having an innate, powerful connection to magic within her. She's able to use magic because she has one parent from Earth and one parent from Oz, and because of the Grimoire. However, her acceptance to Shiz University is much less dramatic. In the novel, Elphaba gets into the institution because she's intelligent and passes the necessary tests to study science. Elphie, A Wicked Childhood doesn't contradict this. Elphaba takes the test at the end of the prequel, and Unger pushes her to embrace her cleverness, but it adds in details that support the musicals and movies version of her magic. In the Wicked adaptations, Elphaba primarily gets into Shiz University because she exhibits powerful abilities she's unable to control. She's not even supposed to become a student, but she's enrolled when people see what she's capable of. This suggests a far more natural ability, and Elphie, A Wicked Childhood adds lore to support that. The Hex, the second part of Elphie, A Wicked Childhood, gives Elphaba's magic more of a backstory, and in doing so, it suggests that she's capable of accessing her powers naturally, without really knowing how, just like in the adaptations. The members of Frexbar's camp discuss the concept of hexing, which leads a much younger Elphaba to give it a try. She's really trying to get one over on Nessarose, telling her sister that she's capable of transforming a stone into a plum. She intends to replace the stone when Nessarose is sleeping, but she doesn't need to, despite Elphaba falling asleep herself, and thus never manually replacing the stone. Both sisters wake to a sweet plum the following morning. It's clear that Elphaba makes this magic happen, though she doesn't quite understand how, and this depiction of her magic is more in line with the Wicked musical, suggesting intention and emotion give her access to a power deep within her. It's a divergence from the original book, which mainly sees her using the Grimoire to make things happen. However, it's a positive change, and Elphie manages to combine both versions. Although Elphaba's magic being innate is a change from the original Wicked novel, it's actually a better direction for her character, and it's nice to see the prequel is embracing this element of the adaptations. With Elphaba's journey in the book, musical, and movie focusing on self-discovery and embracing her potential, it makes sense for her to have a more tangible and untapped power within herself. It fits with the themes of her journey, and it just generally makes the magic of the story that much more interesting. Obviously, it also makes for a flashier narrative when bringing Wicked to the stage or screen, even if it doesn't quite match Maguire's source material. But thanks to Elphie, A Wicked Childhood, both versions of Elphaba's magic can technically coexist. There are changes that are more difficult to square from one iteration of the story to another. Giving Elphaba minor but innate magic ahead of time could strengthen her story in the original books, though further explaining why she's capable of using the Grimoire.